All right, their women are coming off a 91-81 win yesterday against IPFW, at which point we had to update a ton of the last time it happened things in the game notes. So a lot of things that hadn't happened in a long time happened yesterday. A lot of depth. Heidi scored 17, so if there's any questions regarding Heidi's, and she'll be talking. You can get those out of the way now too. But, questions for Bob?
Coach, other than the level of competition, what was the biggest difference between Friday and Sunday?
Well, we shot the ball better. I mean, just statistically speaking, you can see that we shot the ball better. And I'm sure some of that pertains to the level of competition. We had a hard time getting shots early against West Virginia because our movement wasn't real crisp, but also because they did a good job of recovering when we did make any kind of good movement. We weren't open very long. We weren't able to get shots that we would like to get. And I think that probably was the biggest difference.
How encouraging is it to see the team with only one day in between bounce back from that to perform the way they did on Sunday?
Well, I think that was a big part of the challenge, because that's very much what we face, week in, week out in the Horizon League, is getting ready with a one-day preparation to play an afternoon game. So that was part of the mindset behind having this trip, and I think that proved valuable for us. Is we were able to make some offensive adjustments. Obviously, the defense wasn't where it needed to be, but it was nice to see our offense carry us and be able to win a game because we played good offense even when our defense wasn't as good as it should have been.
Coach, talk about the quick turnaround. You come back, now you get hit back out on the road in a couple days, and is that a challenge for you to get everybody right?
I think so, but I think you can get away with it early in the season because kids are so excited to play against somebody else. We went for however long we went, 30 practices before we played West Virginia, and didn't really see anybody but ourselves every day in the gym. So it's a welcoming thing to see another jersey and play against another team. And it's unique because this is the third team we played now in however many days, and all three of them have a distinctively different style, which is something that you're looking for as you're getting ready for conference play, is to play different things and get things on tape so you can make the proper adjustments come conference play.
Do you feel like, Coach, you're going to be able to get more wrinkles in earlier in the year than obviously you were able to last year with the way the team's playing?
Yeah, I think we were able to, IPFW went with a small lineup for a while, and we were able to get the ball inside. Heidi and Brandy both did a nice job of finishing around the rim and giving us some real good post-up opportunities that we just wouldn't have been able to manipulate last year at this time. So, I think the learning curve of these kids and their intentions and desire to get better give us a great opportunity to win games early, and that was an integral part of us scoring so well on whenever we played. Yesterday. Sunday.
A lot of coaches might not be thrilled with starting it with 3 games on the road, but having to go through the rigors of the road early with a team that's still building could be an advantage for you, yes, no?
I do think it's an advantage. I mean, we want to win every game that we want to win and can win, but we also want to present some challenges for ourselves and prepare ourselves. We don't want any kind of false sense of security heading into conference play. We want to know that we went out and we played some good teams, that we did it away from home, that we overcame some obstacles, because we know those obstacles are coming for us in January and February. And we want to be able to develop some confidence in that we did it, or we at least want to have something that we can correct so that we can do it. If it's not a successful experience we can draw upon, at least something that we can change before we have to do it in January and February.
We can talk about Heidi. She's in the starting lineup in second now, coming off a big game.
Yeah, I mean, she did a great job for us. Heidi, I've always said Heidi's a very cerebral player. She's a kid that does a lot of thinking, and I think last year, she went through a lot trying to get healthy, but all the while she kept her head in the game, and she was paying attention to what we were doing and learning how we did things offensively and defensively. And even though she doesn't have a lot of on-floor experience due to the fact that she didn't get to practice very much last year, she's got a great understanding of what we're trying to do. And, I think probably her and Liz have the best understanding of what we're trying to do, and consequently they have the best movement on our team. And they get open as well as anybody we have. I think the other thing that the year off, Heidi spent a lot of time where she couldn't walk, so she sat in a chair and shot the ball. And, when I got here, she wasn't real comfortable shooting the ball outside of about 17 feet, and now she's shooting it very effectively from the three-point range. So, you know, she took that time off to really develop her game, both mentally and physically, and I think she's reaping the rewards of that now and hopefully throughout the season.
What can you tell us about Bucknell?
Bucknell, as I mentioned, is different than what we've seen. They're a very deliberate team. They're going to run a bunch of sets. They're going to cut hard. They're going to screen often, and they're going to put us through. I mean, we're going to have to do a lot of thinking because they're going to set a lot of screens, a lot of big, small screens, a lot of ball screens, and they work all that in throughout the framework of their offense. So it'll be a good matchup. It'll be a good one for us to have to use our heads as well as our bodies to defend, and that's part of the reason why we play these games.
Everybody good?